Just yesterday, Maine Governor Janet Mills extended her state's lockdown into the indefinite future. She commanded citizens to remain in their homes except for essential activities and, quote, occasional grocery shopping. Mills prohibited bars and restaurants and summer camps and some state parks from opening. She made it illegal for hotels to book guests, even for future stays. She canceled every summer festival in the state. She told every church to keep its doors locked, ensuring that many of them will go defunct and disappear forever. And she told the people of Maine to change their personal lives, including in the most intimate ways. No shaking hands, the governor ordered with great emphasis. Thanks to Janet Mills' decisions, Maine will never be the same. But these restrictions are all necessary, she explained, thanks to the extreme and unusual peril that the state of Maine faces.
I want to be clear. We are not out of the woods yet, and likely will not be for some time.
Not out of the woods yet. Those are bracing words. They sound like something that Winston Churchill might have said during the Blitz. So what exactly do these woods Janet Mills refer to look like? Well, at the very moment she spoke, a grand total of 33 people were being treated in Maine hospitals for the coronavirus. 33 people out of a population of more than 1.3 million people. Over the full course of this entire epidemic, just 51 people in the state of Maine have died from the coronavirus. Meanwhile, and there's always a flip side, directly because of the lockdowns that Mills ordered, more than 10% of Maine's population is now unemployed. All over the state, businesses are failing. A forecast produced by Oxford Economics predicts that Maine will be hit harder and longer by these lockdowns than any other state in the country. So is this a proportionate response to the threat? No, it's not. It's vandalism. Mills' speechwriter worked hard to make her reckless policy sound poetic.
People who now are staying apart so that someday we can all be together again.
Someday we can be together again. Well, thanks, Governor. We appreciate your kindness in allowing that. So how long will that be until we can be together again? Well, Mills, who was clearly deeply enjoying her newfound power, didn't specify how long. There's, quote, no timeline for that. Things will not be normal soon, she warned. We are inventing a new normal, end quote. Now, you may be wondering, where exactly does Janet Mills derive the power to invent a, quote, new normal for 1.3 million people, to remake human society in whatever form she chooses? Mills did not explain that either. Instead, the governor read a selection from a 31-year-old novelist called Veronica Roth. Roth wrote that, quote, gritting your teeth through pain is part of the, quote, slow walk toward a better life. Deep thoughts from Janet Mills. A slow walk toward a better life. That's what Mills is promising. But wait a second. Wasn't this all supposed to be about a public health emergency, the latest epidemiology, science? Yeah, that was last month. It's now about, quote, a better life. People in power abuse their power. That may be the lesson here. The arrival of a terrifying new virus from China gave our leaders more power than anyone has had in the history of this country. 6 weeks ago, America was something resembling an imperfect democracy. We had an election on the horizon that we were sort of paying attention to. Back then, Andrew Cuomo was considered a thuggish, possibly corrupt regional leader. But suddenly everything has changed. Now, this is an oligarchy managed by bureaucrats and tech moguls, none of whom are accountable to voters. Our leaders are making decisions that will affect your family forever with virtually no oversight or accountability. And of course, they love it. We shouldn't be surprised they don't want it to end.